It's the Unbalanced Podcast. Unbalanced, 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 unbalanced. It's the Unbalanced Podcast.
Let's go. Yo, Unbalanced Settings. What's good, my brothers?
Yes. Sponsored by Sunrum.
Sunrum as usual.
Yes.
You know, sunshine in the bottle.
Matty, you know what time it is?
Big up, Matty.
Big up Sunrum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Energy.
You know what I mean? Perfect drink for the lovely weather we have today, innit?
Sunshine out there, yes.
Mm.
So come on, man. Introduce, man. Set the
Yo,
levels, man. Get the energies up.
I got my
Brother.
brethren from way back. Back of the north side of London.
I'm looking forward to this one,
You
man.
get me, man?
Yes, man.
My brother, Kenneth.
Kenneth,
You
energy.
know, I've been talking to Kenneth about coming on the podcast for a minute now. You know what I mean? And for me personally, this episode is important because Kenneth has done things that 98.5% of the people that I know have not done.
Okay, that's what it's
And
about.
he's here to tell the story. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why I just have to just give him his flowers and his respects while he's here. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's up for the flowers.
Fire, yeah.
No,
I was about to- he's up for the, you see
Yeah.
the flowers, but don't give him no flowers.
I'll give man no flowers.
Give some rum or offer him some water or, because we know you like water, but at the same time, the flowers, we're not going to work with that one.
Alright, well, it's just a figure of speech anyway. You get me? But anyway, yeah, so Kenneth, what you saying, my brother?
What's good? Don't know the thing.
Yes, man.
So Kenneth, obviously, I brought you on the podcast to chat to me and my brothers about your experiences when you were serving in the army. You know, for those that don't know, now you know Kenneth used to serve for the country, doing amazing things that we cannot even fathom,
100%.
imagine.
100%.
You know what I mean? What it entails to do what he's done. But that's why we got you in today. You know,
Putting your life on the line for the people. That's really what you're doing.
You more put it on life for your brothers, you know. Like those, like if we was in the army, I put it on life for you. Obviously, there's a bigger picture to it. We're not caring about the bigger picture. So at the end of the day, that bigger picture's not there. It's us that are there. So if you get shot, I've been with you for what, like 6 months, 7 months, a year. Nah, I'm not having you get shot because you're like my family. You get me? So nah.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into it, Kate? Because you know, people when they're younger, stuff like that. You know, people. You don't really hear about people doing that, man. People want to be footballers and stuff like that. So it's interesting,
I
man.
like the roads.
Okay.
I like the roads. I ended up on the roads, started selling guns, heroin, simple. And then, just needed to get away. So, easy.
Took a different path.
Yeah, it's like I was saying to these earlier, I can easily just take a couple of months in another country and try and come back, but I'm coming back to the same shit. No point. So I was like, I always wanted to do, I'm a wild person, like hanging off flats, doing mad shit, jumping out, headbutting windows, getting into scraps, like, so I thought, just fuck it.
When you say headbutting windows, is that one there? Is that like a normal thing or is that like...
Do you know what?
Is that why your windows smashed downstairs?
Okay, so I was thinking, like a man might come and headbutt the window and I don't know what
Do you know what it is? I'm just very tapped in it, so like, if someone's in a phone box or there's a window, instead of just punching it, or I'll just put my head through it.
Okay. So you got more of a, is that like a statement saying like, is that when you're angry with something you're saying?
No, I'm not even angry.
Just random.
Random.
Yeah, random.
Okay, you know what I mean? We all got different sides. So I'm not going to say that side there.
I guess we all express our inner feelings in different ways.
They should do mad things like when I was younger. Yeah, so I hear where he's coming from.
Yeah,
I feel you. I think we all
man.
got
Come
our
on, man.
sides to us.
I was all young, dumb one time, did mad shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, trust.
Yeah,
Come on,
man.
Jacko, what's your story? What's the dumb one you've done? Come on.
No, man, we just do the random.
Because you can't compare it to like when you say I used to wet my pampers up. Or,
No, don't do that. No, don't do that to me, bro. Don't do that to me, bro.
It's not the same thing, like.
You know what, Jacko don't get no heat on his podcast.
He doesn't get no heat. He don't get no.
He's in a safe zone.
Too pretty for all that, man.
To take him out of that safe zone.
See, when they try to come in and do that good looking thing.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Lot
Just
of
let them
fools,
stay
bro.
Yeah,
there.
so what kind of things would you do though?
Could be anything. Man could just go and get a pile of pot. You know them conkers from the tree.
Yeah.
Start dashing them at buses.
Yeah.
Cyclists, just do mad stuff, bro. Walk past someone, rah!
Yeah.
Mad
no,
shit, bro.
yeah.
Random
But
shit.
back in the day, there was no YouTube to really glorify it. You know, like where people are doing it now, just for the gram. Or,
Who's going to be the first one to hit the first cyclist or stuff like that? Bet your $5. Mad shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I
I'm
mean?
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get the
yeah.
fire
Mad,
extinguishers. Mad
Yeah.
stuff, bro.
Not that I've ever done that. I'm not on any of that stuff, so please don't be looking for me on that one there. 'Cause I was a nice guy. So let's get back to where you was. Sorry to stop that. So at what point did you decide in your journey, like, this is the time for me to join the army?
Let's just say things were getting peak on the roads, like with police, just random shit, and then it's just like, I've had enough of this, man. Tried to get in the army, failed the first time through asthma. Then I was like, right, well, I don't even need my inhaler. If I have an asthma attack, bro, I'm dead. Fuck it, like, who cares anyway? Like, you know, when you're young, you just don't care. Like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
So I dash away my inhaler, I'll stop getting there. Never had any attacks or anything, and then after 2 years, boom, got in. Got shipped up to near Scotland, Catterick, and then that was the start.
So was it like you saw a commercial on the TV, or you came across a prospectus or something?
Do you know what
like,
it is?
What was the initial?
Fan.
What tipped your brain to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do?
War movies, what was it?
Do you know what it is? I'm just a very wild person. Like, I don't have no fear factor. Like, if someone disrespected us now, bro, I'm going to more than likely try and kill him.
Yeah, you're the first one.
I'm the live wire. So I just thought, you know what, the best place is to go to the army, innit? See, you can do all the wild shit and do all So I thought, fuck it. Like, that's the best place.
Yeah, and obviously through movies as well, that there was always a perspective of what the army, because for me, I wanted to join the army on the basis of what I used to see in the movies. Like I used to watch Full Metal Jacket and certain films, and it makes me think like, right, I can run around my big gun and just bust it on people. You know what I mean? And it's legal. Like, and so I'm just saying from that perspective how I saw it as a youngster growing up. It looks more exciting, but going into the realist, how did your family feel about this when you told them, or your closest people?
Do you know what? It's like, I've said to people from time I'm gonna go to the army, they just didn't really clock. Like, when I say things, I naturally do it. My family was just on some, I can't really stop him, to be fair. If that's what he wants to do, he's over 18, do your thing, kind of thing. Obviously, when you're away, it's a whole different thing. Like,
because real life is now you're away, you're in the army, and you might not come back, bro.
Yeah.
That's real life.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, you've got people that go to the army and don't ever go to a war zone. Or you got people that you're just there in it. So all you're doing is really training, you're going away, doing different things. But yeah. But if you don't come back, you don't come back. It is what it is. Same thing anywhere you go. If you go out on the road, you don't know what's going to happen. A car might hit you. You might get caught up in something. It is what it is.
Yeah.
What you like with getting given orders from higher people? Because obviously us man have been on the road. We don't really like people telling us what to do and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So how was that when obviously going to the army?
Yeah, in the beginning of it as well.
The beginning of it, I got in trouble a lot, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I was in Catterick, peak, like, always in trouble, like, constantly always in trouble, like, talking to me a certain way, shouting at me, like, what? Let's fight about it, innit? Like, fuck that, like. But then after a while, like, well, let's go before. When I joined the army, it was a different kind of way that they go about it. So it's literally like, what? Who you talking to? Get in the room.
Yeah.
Whap, swing it out, and then look, like, they'll sit down and talk to you, be like, look, your mum's not here. I'm not trying to be your dad. You fuck up, you can get someone killed. I'm training you so you don't get into that position. So you can either listen to me, or we're gonna keep going through the same cycle. Like, not every day you want to be fighting, innit? So it's just like, do you know what? All right, cool. I take that L and then crack on.
That's a good lesson to learn it as well, to even accept that you're willing to take the L as well, to progress, to go forward.
Yeah, of course. You have to progress, man.
Yeah. Because some people take the L and just take it so personal. They hold on to the L. Then we can have a break them.
Do you know what it is? It's how the person's delivering a message. Like, if I've come to one of your things and then I've got something wrong and you're like, look, you can either take that as a lesson, me hitting you, and learn from it and grow, or we can fight again. It's up to you.
Yeah.
And you're in their establishment. You're away from home. There's no one to help you, but they've got all their friends that are looking after them. So it's better if you just listen in it for your own safety and just crack on. Like, don't want to be fighting every day of your life.
Yeah, makes sense.
So talk us through, like, the training period. Like, what did it entail? I'd imagine to be proper regimented, like,
training it. Do you know what? The army's not even that bad. You know, like, it's pretty easy. The training's the hardest part. So what you see on the films of getting up 5 a.m, them trashing your bed, everything has to be in order like that. That's training. Do you get me? Other than that, when you go to your battalion training, you can have your room anyhow you want it, as long as it's tidy. That's it. But training is like 3 socks there, trousers there, boots there. They don't need to be immaculate. That's only for like parade boots need to be immaculate where you can see your face in them. But everything else is fine, man. Ironing, everything's got to have its creases. Got to go over it, put soap along it, and then iron it so it gets that sharp crease all the way down. But training was alright, man.
Was it like a salt course kind of training? Like,
yeah, so there's different things in training. Yeah, so there's different things in training. You've got map reading, you've got assault courses, you've got gas chamber, you've got
gas chamber.
Yeah, bayonet training. There's all different types of things. You've got tabs, tactical advanced battles. Because I was an infantry soldier, innit? Like we walk everywhere. Gas chamber. So with the gas chamber, you got a respirator, you got a canister, and they put you in a chamber, like a proper gas chamber. They light CSS gas, and then the whole room is just covered in like CS gas, and it starts choking you out. But you got your respirator on, and then you got to take your respirator off, say your name, your rank, and then put your respirator on and then breathe. So it just teaches you how to deal with if someone's gassing you or you're in a chemical
warfare. You can communicate still.
Yeah, and you can communicate. Even though like the way they introduce you, they tell you to take it off and then say your name, say your rank and all that. And then you can't do it. Literally come out, you see people, there's snot coming out their nose, they're choking, people are coughing. You can't survive it. Some people are immune to it. I ain't immune to that shit.
Yeah.
So is the training, is it more or less like you're going up the ranks, so for every stage that you do, if you fail that stage, you're out, or do you get like second chance?
So there's really, well, you can fail, but not in failing like that. So don't forget, you're taking someone from a civilian to a military person who doesn't, like, you don't have little emotions and things like that. So where most people, they come home to a nice warm room and things like that, I'm going home to a sleeping bag in the middle of nowhere. But then you have to survive outside. So there's different stages. You've got, what is it? I think there's phase 1, phase all the way up to phase 3, and then there's TACX, and then there's the final exercise. So you go through all the different stages of shooting the weapon systems, surviving outside, urban warfare, so going through buildings, throwing grenades, and then live fire was your final exercise where you've got to do an attack. So either you command it or you're in the team, or Alpha or Charlie, and then you go forth and then just crack on. But training lasts 6 months. Hardest thing in training is probably the bayonet training. I feel like that's where you're made.
Bayonet, what's that?
Bayonet training. So bayonet training, it's like a day where you wake up early. Do you know what a beasting is?
No.
So beasting is basically like if you do something wrong, they'll tell you, see that tree over there, yeah? Go run. Tree's like half a mile. Last one back's going again. So then you've got to run with all your kit or press ups or whatever. So they wake you up early, and literally anything you do is wrong. You can't put your cup there, you can't put your kit there, you go to a lesson. What are you looking at? Fuck you looking at me for? Get the fuck outside, all of you. You fuck up, everyone fucks up.
Oh wow.
So then, so everyone's...
So energy's on you for the day.
For the whole day, you can't do nothing right. Going to get something to eat. You only got 5 minutes to eat. What? So imagine like 30 people in 5 minutes trying to eat food. Everyone's like scooping food and you're trying to eat it, scoff it down. You're like, right, get outside. I've just literally sat down. I don't give a fuck. Get outside. Then near the end of the day now, like don't forget, it's exactly like school. So you go through lessons, you got lunchtime, but your lunchtime is their lunchtime, innit? Then they're all between that, you're doing runs, you're doing press ups, you're out of breath, you're fatigued, like you're angry now because this guy's been your brethren for like this whole time, innit? And then he's just switched on you. Then they tell you to get ready for like combat. So then you've got your weapon on, you've got everything loaded, you've got your rifle, you've got your bayonet, and then you're going for runs up and down the hills, and they're just looking at laughing at you. And then for the final bit now, it's like they'll tell you to attach the bayonets, and then you just come into a field, and the field's just covered like with dummies and things like that. Then they'll tell you to run in the river, crawl in the river, get up, and then you're piss wet through. And then they'll be like, see that fucking dummy over there? I want you to kill it, stab it, get all that fucking aggression out on you. Then they'll tell you little things like, when I repeat certain things, you're gonna repeat it after me. What makes the grass grow? Blood, blood, blood. What's the bayonet made out of? Cold hard steel. And then then you start moving forward and you're just stabbing things, man. You're
So they're using
all
a psychology on you.
Yeah.
and you get all that aggression. I feel like that's what makes people.
So on the subconscious, like those words, do you think they could make you react in a daily process?
Well, they're triggers, innit? Those
They're
words
triggers, innit?
actually triggers.
So if I've gone, like when I went to Afghan, if someone says attach bayonet, I know what time it is, innit? So like I know that if someone says, what's the bayonet made out of, cold hard steel, it's going to trigger me because it's going to reflect back to when I last used it. Or what's the grass, what makes the grass grow? Blood, blood, blood. So now I'm looking for someone to kill. Like I'm going to get excited, like. But then they teach you about controlled aggression.
So let's go back to the beginning. You got something?
No. I'm just so gassed hearing this, bro. I'm kind of skipping forward. But
So now you prepared for this war.
If you see me grabbing for my phone, I'm writing some questions down.
Yeah, so you prepared for this war now.
Yeah.
Where was the first place they took you to?
So after my 6 months in Catterick, they took me to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland was all fun. It was pretty much like the end of Banner, so I kind of missed all the major stuff that was happening. And then I was just in Northern Ireland, stagging on queries, doing walks, doing.
How did the people in Northern Ireland receive you as a black man?
Didn't like it at all. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've heard a couple. Like when I went there, one of the guys, he got kidnapped and dropped outside the barracks, and it was like, I asked him like what happened. He's like, I was just walking, and someone grabbed me from the alley, and then they said to him, "What the fuck you doing here? You're fucking black. If they catch you again, I'll fucking kill you." I was like, "Oh, like it's not even me, but just hearing that, and because you go out in it every time, like you're not confined somewhere. So you were there, like where I was in the northern. I'm not gonna say where I was, but I was in Northern Ireland, and would go to the next city down. Like you wouldn't go out in the city because you're gonna end up dead. Like,
because the people were you're not welcome here.
No,
so is that because you're black or because you're English?
You're British soldier.
And you're black on top of that.
On top of that, yeah, it's a big no-no. So when they go out, you don't take nothing with you. So no like IDs. Army IDs. Like you take your normal IDs, but no army IDs. No reference into anything military. So we'd go out in Dublin, or like we'd go to a next city, like just go out, just have a drink.
And obviously the other parts of Ireland are a bit more welcoming to black people.
Yeah, more welcoming to black people to a certain degree, but it's like anything military.
Because as a black man, there's two. Because for me, when I think of Ireland, obviously it's not the same as much now. But back in the day, because I used to have a friend that was in the first black family to go to Cork.
Okay.
In Dublin, and that was a major thing. Do you know what I'm saying to you? They've never experienced a black family. It was like watching the Cosbys come to life in that sense to them. So, when I asked that question, I understand that it's such a place you're not welcome. The Northern Ireland is more. I don't want to speak on Ireland like I know Ireland because I'm not exactly the best with that, but I know Northern is harder than the other part of Ireland. Am I right in saying that first?
There's do you know what is Ireland's got its own division within inside itself. So you've got to understand. Then you've got the UK,
yes,
who controls Northern Ireland.
Yes.
So you've got people that want them to be there and people that don't want them to be there, and they're both Irish. Then you've got the Protestants and the Catholics.
Catholics is very serious.
And then it's just one big mix-up. It's just long to get, like, it's so much
politics within itself that it's hard to even break it down. So you were in Ireland. How long was you in Ireland for?
I was in Ireland for a year and a half.
So you've managed to scurve, I would say, get through the whole of the journey in Ireland, because obviously, did you encounter any war in Ireland?
Not really, just we was doing riot control when we was in Ireland for certain things. So it's just basically the same thing the police do, but with like the two religious sides. That's it, just normal shit like stones, rocks, things getting thrown at you. Obviously, you got the big guys at the front, you got the little guys kind of back, and you got people behind them with more shields, batons. Then you got the next people behind that. No, not on riot control. So only certain people have guns, but they'll be like on the top of the jeeps, and that's it.
So, question: now you've got a taste for what you joined for now, in a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel leaving that journey?
What, leaving it completely?
At that point, now we've now done with Ireland. Like, I've managed to get through this. How did you feel?
Yeah, sense of relievement, because it was the end of. We were the last people. Wherever I've gone, I've always been kind of lucky, or fortunate, but not fortunate for the certain places where I've gone, where Northern Ireland when we was the last people to do op banner, so no one was really getting deployed, even though there's still army forces over and present, but they're not getting deployed over there, so you're not going to get a medal no more for going there. We were the last lot, so yeah, I was chuffed.
You had to come back and say that you made it through that journey.
Yeah, 100%.
And then from there, did you come back straight to the UK?
Yeah. So when I was in Ireland, my company was getting deployed to do what's the word? I won't call it a special op, but an operation in Kosovo for the independence. And there we was doing how can I say this?
Say what you can legally say. What you can't legally say, don't say it.
Nah, actually, don't give a fuck.
It works on your your merit. So
we was doing covert operations where we was targeting drug lords and terrorists.
Yeah.
So we was doing what known as OPs, rolling OPs, where we'd be in a van or we'd be in a hilltop. We'd get out like from 35mm cameras, lenses to 700, like the big fuckers, and then we'd put a little aperture hole and it was putting it up, and it would 4 people sleeping in like a van or in an OP, not come out, shitting in bags, pissing in bottles, and yeah, just spying. And then when we were off, just doing the normal shit, Call of Duty kind of shit.
Yeah.
It is the real life Call of Duty.
And the Kosovans, they're quite deep gangsters. If I'm
yeah, big mafias.
Don't play with these people. I mean, even in the UK, you can't play with these people.
Don't want to play with them, man. Like, yeah, we would obviously what we was doing, we was kind of shielded, so we're not allowed out at all. There's no drinking, there's no out.
But again, a black man in Kosovo.
Do you know what? There were the people that we did engage with. They're actually quite calm. Like they're welcoming. They're not like, oh, you black motherfucker. Like they're like, you want to drink?
Yeah.
But obviously, you've got to have your wits about you. But,
I mean, I don't really like to go on the black man thing. Like, if you was in Africa, I would have just said like,
no, but you
were like
you can be
one of the many.
Yeah.
And maybe we should be looking at myself, because when I'm in Nigeria, I stand out like a sore thumb. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So I'm just going from the perspective of the certain countries that I've gone to or around, and how your head automatically head turner. So I'm just assuming that you're there on a mission and you're a head turner.
What's it like to fire a gun?
Simple as going like that.
What is that feeling though?
It's a good though. It's an adrenaline. I love guns, man. I love them. Like that's one of my favorite things. Cleaning them, taking them apart, putting them back together, shooting them.
You remember the first time you shot one?
Yeah. What, in the army or outside? Which one?
No, army.
Well, it was one regulated and there's one unregulated. The one that's not regulated, that's not for the show. And he's only just anybody watching at home. He was actually just bantering. Yeah, let's use that word. Bantering. Just those.
It's exciting, man, because obviously you watch movies, you feel like you can shoot. But actually trying to shoot, there's an actual technique to it.
Yeah.
A big technique. And people can't even fathom. Like, it's like being a sniper. Your arms, left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg, and then breathing.
Have you shot all types of guns as well?
I've quite a good variation, yeah. I'd say.
What would you say your favorite gun?
AK-5, a Swedish gun. It's got a see-through magazine. It's green, black nozzle, black butt, black trigger. It's so smooth. Just.
Oh.
Yeah, so nice. So nice.
You just took me to the army for. I was like, yo.
So when you
don't play with me,
when you look at games like Modern Warfare, is there a lot of similarities to reality, or is it more or less just over exaggerated?
Do you know what? It's a bit exaggerated, but it is kind of like that. Like, you don't move as quick. Like, you can't move as quick, because if you're going to a land, say you go through. Let me give you an example. If you go to a supermarket, like a mall, a big massive mall. Let's take Shepherd's Bush, like Whitechapel. Yeah. You don't know what's there in it, but there could be IEDs on the floor. There could be fishing wire. Like, you're gonna take your time. You're not gonna be moving as quick. You still move, but you're not moving as quick. And then you got intel. Like, always comes before you move anywhere. Like, even when I went Afghan, we was the first people went to Nadi Ali, and we was just like, yeah, let me just move so slowly. Like, I don't want to step on anything for the time to go. Then I know if I move my foot, it's everybody peak. Yeah. No, because what they do, it's not for everyone. If you hear, that's just for you. that is just.
So you're trained to know that when you hear that sound.
So
guys,
it's known as a pressure pad.
Yeah.
So once you step on it, it'll just go, and it's gonna blow your leg off.
Yeah,
and
as soon as you lift,
as soon as you lift, if they can get someone out to you, then by all means, and
so
it's
you
gonna take
keep
long.
your foot on it.
You have to keep your foot on it.
Okay.
But then, how long are you gonna stand up for? You're gonna get tired. One position, not moving. So you're not trying to spin.
And you're a target,
and you're a target in the middle of everywhere. Nah.
Time the clock's ticking.
So you're going to take your time, but there is a thing called barmering, which is like you've got like a little metal detector kind of thing.
Yeah.
And pretty much you're the sandbag if you're barmering. But yeah, I love barmering. It is what it is. If you go find an IED, get up to it. Well, I'm not going to show techniques, but
in all of the advancements that we have with companies such as DARPA and advanced companies that are out there, because I'm fully aware of certain companies that are doing certain advancements. In all these companies, why isn't the army given the tech to accommodate to that situation?
Do you know what? And to be fair, yeah, we got the shittest kit. It's good quality, but shit. Very, very shit. I think now they're just starting to, the new digicam they're getting, they're starting to up the levels a bit. But when I joined, we just had shit.
I mean, I'm just assuming like, all right, we're going into an alley where a war. We know that this whole area is live, yeah? Mm-hmm. I'd send in a drone. That's just common sense. Like, first, I want to see what's in the
but
environment.
a drone can only do certain things. I get what you're saying. All right, if we're using these squares, yeah, or let's just say them squares, yeah?
Yeah.
And we know the whole area is a hotspot, you can send a drone. The drone can only show you where the hotspots are. That's it. You need men physically on the ground to be clearing the area as they're going through. And that's what foot soldiers do. You clear the area. At the end of the way I used to get into loads of problems with like people.
You know, this is what happens. As you know, we're filming in certain environments.
Outside,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's energy. That's just energy.
Don't just not give that energy. All right.
Yeah.
So with the foot soldier things.
Put the window down a little.
No, that's good, man. Don't worry about that. So I used to get into a lot of problems like, how could you kill people? Like with my ex's people, like how could you go to the army? You've got to kill people. You've done this. You've done that.
I take it you have killed.
Yeah, well, yeah. You can't confirm it, but
yeah, of course, that's the thing. And you're not gonna check on him, are you?
But you know what? Do you like sleeping in your bed at night? What kind of bed you got? King size?
Yeah, king size.
King size. You've got nice silky sheets. And
I got the silky. It's
a bit
fruity. The silky, that's stealing.
Yeah,
the silky. No.
Do you like sleeping in the bed?
Yeah.
Do you get bothered? Apart from phone calls.
No, not really. I sleep.
What do you mean bothered though?
Okay, what?
I sleep good.
You sleep good, yeah?
Yeah.
For you to sleep good, someone's got to be on that front line. For you to not be nice and tucked away in your bed, someone has to do the dirt. Someone has to be on that front line, sleeping bad, sleeping rough, clothes all half torn, been shot out, haven't eaten for like 2 days, in the dirt, not knowing if they're going to survive the next day. Yeah. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the people that are moving forward for the drones. Unfortunately, as much as people want to say, do you know what, we don't need to be being in the country, don't need to be doing this. Yeah, I can agree with that. But guess what? There has to be foot soldiers. Drones, they only kill. That's what they do. If we're talking about missile drones, if we're talking about other drones, someone's got to go and clear the area. Foot soldiers have to go in.
So because you know what it is I'm trying not to do, and I'm not trying to rush the process of your journey in the army. You know what I mean? Because I know that people are intrigued now. We're here in Afghanistan, and like for us, for me as a listener, it's like a movie. Just you know what I'm saying to you? This is exciting because it's like a movie, but it's real life for you.
Yeah, man.
You got to say, so I'm trying not to get to the end of the movie before the movie's.
Oh, like there's loads to the movie. If you
this could easily be a 5-hour podcast. This man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So no rush though.
So now you've been in where was we? Kosovo. Yeah. You've managed to get out of Kosovo. Kosovo.
Yeah.
Where's Kosovo? Sorry, where is that?
Eastern Europe?
Eastern Europe.
Okay. No.
So I've got out of Kosovo, and then I moved over to Cyprus. My battalion was stationed in Cyprus for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So then obviously
the Turkish part or the
Cypriot part we're based in Dikalia, just outside of Larnaca.
Okay. So was that?
What were you doing out there?
So it's more. There's no assignment. It's just a base out there. So for the reason why the reason why the British have Cyprus and parts of Cyprus is it's easier to get into what they call the Middle East. It's just easier instead of flying them from England to there. It's easier. It's a checkpoint, and they do a load of other things. Like when I went to the Falklands, we flew from Cyprus to Ascension Island, which probably no one's even heard of, but it's easier to get to certain places. But yeah.
So all right. Because one thing, in our short time of speaking, I know that you're very educated man as well on top of that. So because a lot of people at home might think, soldiers not really, they just want to go out war, and obviously the way you're talking as well, you're talking about war.
I've always thought they're on the ball.
Yeah, but you got
some of them.
But being really educated and conscious as well on top of that.
Yeah, but the conscious, do you know what? It's stuff that I've gone through on my journey while in the army and seeing certain things and understanding certain things that it's led me to be more conscious.
Okay.
Like don't get me twisted. I'll kill anyone. It really doesn't bother me. I'm a switch. I'll turn off and turn on. Like I don't have no problem fighting. I just don't want to fight. If you push me, I'll fight. I don't mind, pretty much like anyone. But if you push me to fight, I'm gonna try and kill you. That is my first objective. I'm not on here trying to just give you little things. I'm trying to jab you in your throat, rip out your eyes. I'm trying to fight for my life because that's what's programmed.
That's what fighting really is, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, it's become a habit for it, isn't it?
So even if you're on the floor, I'm looking to kill you because that's the switch.
You're in the army to kill.
Any questions I fire at you that you're not comfortable with?
No,
tell me
fire
before
away,
you
man.
kill me.
Fire.
You get put in a quick sleep.
Fire away.
I know you at home watching it's entertainment, but for me it's real life shit. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just thinking how I could. I was just thinking, can I go toilet quickly? So we've left and we've gone to Cyprus now. What happens in Cyprus?
So Cyprus is pretty much a training ground. So you got anywhere you go, you will always have 2 weeks to be climatized. And your climatized is literally like you're pretty much doing nothing. But don't forget, it's like the army is a bit of mixture of being in jail, being at school, and home, all mixed into one.
Okay.
So when you look at the fences, is it really keeping people out or keeping you in? Even though you're free to go in and out, but it's like you're captive at a certain point. But you're just training. So you're training like you're going on tabs, which is a tactical advance to battle. So you've got your wet kit, warm kit, you've got your body armor, and just any other things that you would normally have, like ammo and things like that. Obviously, just going on a normal thing, you're not gonna have the ammo. So you'd have like other little weights and different things that you can add in, like different parts of kit, like respirators. But as long as it adds up to 45 kilos,
kg,
yeah. And then you literally put it on your back, got your rifle, and then you go for a walk, but a very fast-paced walk. And then in that, you'd be like sprinting 200 meters, and then go back to a fast-paced walk again. You do that for about 7 miles, like in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then you've got runs, 8 mile, 3, 5, and 8 mile runs, 7 o'clock in the morning, or 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, normal.
So a question now, because I mean, when I'm thinking of Cyprus, I'm thinking of Larnaca, I'm thinking of Ayia Napa. Did you guys get to go out?
Yeah, so like I said, it's a bit like prison, school, and home. So literally, once you stop working, you're free to do whatever, as long as you are there the next day, 7:30, on parade to have your name ticked.
So now let's not talk about you as a person, because you have some friends where you roll with, yeah. Is it like a, because obviously you're a soldier now. Yeah, when you're in INAP, because I don't have the title of saying soldier, because I would just clearly go out INAP and say, listen, ladies, I'm a soldier, just to let you know I'm on a secret mission. But I'm not going to tell you about my secret mission over here. Let's just talk about what you girls are doing over here. Where you from? You're from Shropshire. Okay, that's nice. Anyway, I'm on a secret mission. Don't talk too loud. What I'll say to you is on a rule of how do you tell them that you're there or
nah? So when we went Cyprus, we already got warned that no one's allowed in Ayia Napa.
Okay, so that's straight X.
Yeah, because apparently before us there was the Green Jackets, who have now amalgamated to a whole different thing, but they killed someone on there and tried to bury them on the beach. But
I thought it was going to say something like STDs or something.
No. But obviously you try and, I'm stubborn in it, so you try to tell me not to do something. The more I want to do it, and you're telling me not to go Ayia Napa.
So man would just swerve to the coastline, maybe.
No, we just go.
Okay, so
it's only a crime if you get caught.
Okay, yeah. So
obviously, people know who you are. You stand out like a sore thumb.
And as a person as well, certain people within the music scene as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So kind of hard because obviously you know these people are quite popular as well. So you kind of are you dodging them or you?
No. Yeah. Like when the times I was in the army, like obviously I heard BBK's out, so I'm going straight to see my people.
Yeah.
Straight to see my people. Like what? Yeah, 100%. Linked up with who did I see walking down the road? I phoned Jamie. He's like, yeah, we're here. So as soon as I've got to Iron Napa, like told me the hotel. They weren't in the hotel, so I've come to the strip now, and I've seen Skeppy walk down the road, and I've just grabbed him. He grabbed me. Yeah, it's mad.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. So how long?
Sorry, see in the army, yeah. How did they tell you that this is it? You are now ready. How did they actually do all that? Like, this is it now.
It's if you pass training, you're ready. It's not hard to kill someone. Anyone can pull a gun. Yeah. It really isn't. Like from the time you can do this, you can pull a gun, and from the time you can pull the trigger, that's it. You can kill someone. It's as simple as that. Yeah, the after is what people have a shocking time with. That I've just killed someone. They can't breathe or they're dying. It's the after what gets people in the psychological mess them up. You can't be in that mindset. This is where it's controlled aggression. So even though you're stabbing the dummy, you're not stabbing trying to stab your foot. You're placing, stab, twist, and then out. Twist, and then out. Controlled aggression. Learn to switch it on, switch it off. That's why I said I'm a live wire. Like I don't want to hurt no one. But if you push me, I don't care how big you are, whatever. I don't mind fighting. Yeah, it's not a problem. But
so if Anthony Joshua wasn't here just shouting off, you'd be like, listen, he's gonna get one in the eye.
I wouldn't mind. Like if he says come fight him, I'll fight him. I'll probably get beat up, but it's the.
You know what I would do? I'll tell you what I would do, just because we're in a positive place. You know what I mean? I would first draw for God, because I think God can kill anything. You know what I mean? You could be in any. This is for those that are home that don't want no drama, and you buck up with their gang, and it goes mad and it goes off. Just say, listen, God is with me. He's walking with me. Yeah, and I just want God to be here this moment for what you're not just dull off the thing, because everybody's scared of God, no matter what you say, or some type of energy of God.
He's a draw out.
Yeah, but yeah.
What was it like going out to Afghanistan? Because everyone, come on, man, it's not rocket science. Everyone knows what. Like
do you know what?
And when did you go as well?
Was Afghanistan after Cyprus?
No, during Cyprus.
During Cyprus. Okay, so let's get to it.
So this was when? What year? Afghanistan.
So I went to Afghan 09, 010.
When it was crazy, kind of, yeah.
It was,
really, really bad then, isn't it?
My battalion, we were the first people into Nadi Ali.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so yeah.
So for those at home that don't know where Nadi Ali is, what that's about, what is?
So Nadi Ali is like, it's not the capital, but it was the main hotspot for where everything was kicking off. Like it's it's not near the mountains, like and things like that.
And the people, how did the normal Afghans, were they receptive to you, or was everybody just against you?
Do you know what? It's a bit mixed. So we went under. There's two types of Geneva War Convention cards that you can go. You've got card Alpha and card 42A Alpha. We was under 42A Alpha, which is pretty much if anything's deemed as a threat.
Just so because I'm slightly uneducated in this part, and I just want to clarify this one, because I like to draw things out as well. Was we not in Iraq before we was in Afghanistan, or was we in Iraq?
No, we was in Iraq first.
Okay, and then we went to Afghanistan to look for Bin Laden. That's where Bin Laden was from, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking for Bin Laden, or you're looking for something in that direction?
No. So there's different
missions.
Wars like an overall trajectory. So there's different parts of war. So you've got a battalion or whatever looking for Bin Laden. That's that side. We went there to disrupt the opium or the poppy fields. Okay. So to destroy them. Then it's weird, because it's like we've gone there to kind of aid the Americans to destroy them, but at the same time they're protecting them and building them. Like it's so weird.
So there's politics there.
Yeah, there's
so much politics that it's bigger than what you're doing.
Yeah. Much bigger than what we're dealing with. Much bigger.
But as within your humanity, and you can, because obviously I'm sure as a man you're sensing something ain't right in what we're doing here.
This is when the conscious starts to come in now. So yeah, I could sense there's something not right about being there, but at the same time I've got a job to do, and I'm in a land that don't know anything. I'm in a land where I have to rely on the person who's given me the orders. I have to rely on everything apart from doing what I want to do, if that makes any sense. So, it's a weird one. So it's like, if you go on holiday, but you're physically going on holiday, imagine someone taking you and just dropping you in, I don't know, Ascension Island. You're like, all right, what do I do? What's the first thing? But you have to wait for your orders, where to go, where's safe, where's not, where you can put up your head. Like, obviously you're trained certain things, but you're with people. You can't do that by yourself. No way.
Yeah.
One question that I've been waiting to actually ask this. See me, I'm obsessed with Bin Laden and September 11th and all that madness there. Yeah, so I've seen all the documentaries, the films.
September 11th?
Yeah.
September 11th. Yeah, all that madness. You see the targets. Yeah, I've always wanted. They named something different, innit? Is that real?
What do you mean?
So the target's Bin Laden, but they don't actually say Bin Laden, do they? They changed the name, don't they?
Can't give them names.
And only a certain amount of people are allowed to know the target to a certain extent, right?
Yeah. Controlled information. You will never know.
Yeah.
You will never know unless you're in the know.
Yeah, because I see all these things. Obviously, I don't know because some of them are films. You don't know how true it is, and I've always wanted to know about stuff like that.
So listen,
That's
I want to
mad.
give you a
That's
scenario,
mad.
and this is because obviously you're a soldier. You're in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
You've gone through this house now with a couple of your soldiers. The battalion, is that what we call? What would it be?
Battalion would be like the whole school.
Oh, school. Yeah.
Then it'll be like you've got companies. You've got companies in the battalion, and then in the companies you've got different, like 9 platoon, 10 platoon, 11 platoon, which is made up of about 30 people.
So you've gone through now, and you see Bin Laden sitting on the couch. Do you bust the gun on him, or do you have to wait for a call to come through?
No, shoot.
No, shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill it.
It depends.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't tasked where Bin Laden would have been. So my things are, if there's an enemy, any AKs, anyone looking they're going to do any damage, anyone trying to endanger my life or my comrade's life, kill. No questions.
What if it looked like Bin Laden?
I think the Bin Laden thing was shoot to kill as well. I don't even think that was capture. I think that thing was shoot to kill as well.
See, the thing is, you've got to respect the culture now. And who's Bin Laden, who's not? Well, we know that Bin Laden's got a beard, he's got a turban, he kind of looks... But if everyone's looking the same, who do you kill?
And
Yeah.
apparently he had a lot of people laid out to look like him as well.
Well, you know, when we was over there, you kind of know what the Taliban would look like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're black robes or green dish dashes, and yeah, they got AKs. Like obviously everyone's got AKs, but it's kind of obvious.
How long was you in Afghanistan for?
Pretty much a year, I think.
Non-stop?
No. So you do 6 months. You come back for 2 weeks, which is your R&R, rest and recuperation.
Back home, completely back to normal life?
Come back home.
Okay.
And then back out again, man.
Wow.
How is that mentally? Because everyone talks about soldiers and stuff, and do you suffer from paranoia?
Do you know what? I used to think it's paranoia, but when you're like army trained, you're just more alert. So anything that moves, my head just naturally tilts towards it. Like anything, like even in
everyday life.
Everyday life, I'm just...
Again, it's become a habit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a habit. Like, what's that? It's just alertness.
But in my short time of being around you, I've noticed that you're quite calculated in your energy and how you give it out. You don't really draw into energy too easily, and you're not necessarily unaware of it as well. So I've noticed that because obviously, you know, we have a lot of friends around us, and a lot of, in our short time of walking, we just meeting different people, and it's like, if you've got that kind of, you know, that let's say, I assume a boxer will just be, you say something to boxers like boom, you know what I'm saying to you, but he's actually quite calculated. Most boxers are quite calculated. They won't just knock you out straight away. You know what I mean? Some might do. Some got a short temper. I don't know, but I'm saying I tend to notice that how he was very calm and very.
What's the worst injury you've seen?
I've seen a couple, to be fair. I've had to put someone's intestines back in.
Wow.
I've seen someone's, like, you know, no homo, you know, the meaty part of your bum.
Yeah.
I've seen that gone off of someone. I've seen children with no arms.
Oh, God, yeah.
Do you know what? It's you see that psychological thing where people draw into it. I don't get drawn into it. Like, I don't, like, I'm not here for it. I'm here to do something, finish it, and that's it. whatever happens in between there, I'll deal with it when it comes.
What's the worst injury you've had?
Nothing.
No?
I've been so good that I didn't come back with anything. Like
Amazing.
2 of my guys in my battalion, one got shrapnel in his nutsack, and my brethren got shot in his leg there, and that was it.
How did you?
Any close calls?
Yeah, many close calls, man.
Yeah.
Many close calls.
How did you find? Obviously, because for me, I've lived in Doha, so I've lived in a few different places of the world, so I understand culture and I understand religion and I understand how it's two different things to some degree. Just I'm saying to you. So, assalamu alaikum to my brothers out there as well. But there is a difference between Muslim in the UK and necessarily a Muslim within the Middle East.
Okay, so with
the culture.
Let's talk about the culture. With their culture, it's gonna seem so far fetched to some, but it's normal to others.
Yeah.
Now, what people call the Taliban is actually like kind of like freedom fighters, but at the same time, they're the bosses. So the people in Afghan, what they naturally do, I can touch on a couple of things. So what they naturally do is they don't go to 9 to 5 and all of this. Oh, I'm going down there, I'm going down there. They literally wake up at sunrise, pray. Either we'll get under contact as soon as the praying stopped, or they'll just go out and attend to the fields, the poppy fields. Lunchtime, chills, whatever. If you're not under contact and everything like that, then as soon as sun starts going down, praying again, and then back home. That's it.
Yeah.
Then, like, we in the army, they've got a term called Man Love Thursday. So, again, culture, or from what I've seen, it may not be what it is, but from what I've seen, is that they naturally pick the youngest boy to then start passing him around.
Yeah.
Even within our lot, they were trying to buy one of our boys, trying to like grab him and things like that, saying come smoke with us, and then touching him and things like that, which we had to grab them
So
up.
in their culture, it's quite normalized.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The reason why, and what I want to highlight, and I want to balance that as well, is because for me, there was something I was recently looking at. I've grown up in West London as we are right now, and Carnival has been the foundation since I've grown up. But one day I looked at clips on music, and I thought, Uncle's whining little girl.
Fire.
This is normal stuff. He's really winding her up in a little shorts, and she's in a little thong, and that's not cool. But at the same time, it's not unnormal within the culture. Does that make sense? It's not, because it's not seen as sexualized.
Yeah.
But to me, it's actually sexualized. If you look back and you take away the music, and you see a man whining and doing a mad thing on that, so I think that a lot of things are spoken
To
about.
be fair, I've never seen that in Carnival.
Well,
I've seen that.
I've grown up with it.
Big man whining a little teeny.
No, but like looking at them and then trying to exit.
All right, I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen Uncle. That's maybe. And let's not get confused with just one culture. It's in a lot of cultures. Because I could speak about Nigeria, where I'm from as well. We could talk about a lot.
I think.
I'm just saying.
In London, you get moved to if you get caught.
No. I don't think when you're listening to Calypso, it's considered, or soca, or even dance, or even any thingy. When you're doing certain things within the movement of the music, it's not looked at like that, because it's the music. It's an enjoyment thing. Like it's not considered. Oh yeah, you're winding up with that girl. You're on her like that. Does that make sense? So when you think about Carnival, you can't think, oh, Uncle's whining in he's 50 something odd, and that girl there's 21 or even 19 or 18. Yeah, he's doing anything wrong. But that's normal. And then you got 3-4 guys jumping on the road. You've seen it come on. Yeah, and it's sexualized, but we don't look at it because it's a part of the culture. But I don't even know when I did a research on the culture, it's actually not part of the culture because it didn't start like that. Does that make sense? But it's evolved into that culture. So what I'm saying is not to stay into one culture and say, because some people might watch that back and think, well, in Islam, we don't really, we don't really get down with the pedophilia thing. I just think in a lot of things it's unspoken about. But in this scenario where you're talking about, actually in this culture, that's a part of their culture. And it's not spoken about.
There's a lot of things in black culture, white culture.
Yeah.
Everyone's
but
culture.
I just wanted to highlight.
There's loads of things that are considered taboo that are there, but people just turn the other face.
Or it's normalized.
No, this whole blind eye to it. I wouldn't say it's normalized.
It's
In the culture,
you kind of they just kind of ignore it. Do you know what I mean? You know it's there, but you just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because you know if you say something, essentially you're ringing alarm bells, and then all the attention's gonna be on you, and then you're gonna have to vocalize your frustrations and your thoughts and your feelings.
What I can say from my perspective, being a Nigerian, of Nigerian, and I just came back recently, uncle can have the 18-year-old girl, and no one ain't gonna look on him in no particular way. With the
Can't
wife
lie,
at home.
boys. I feel like we're going off track here. You know?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, we are really, but I'm just
Can't
saying. It just I wanted to highlight that one because I think that it's a sensitive issue when you talk about it because there could be people at home that are from Afghanistan and think, boy, that's not really what I'm about, or it's not in my lifestyle of what I've grown up from. So I just wanted to kind of like.
I've got Afghan friends.
Yeah. I just wanted to
some know about
take
it,
away
some
from
don't.
that. Yeah, some know about it and some don't really
yeah.
know about it. So it's good that you spoke about it because you've brought it to.
Yeah.
What's
the
been the
forefront.
toughest part of this whole journey?
Of being in the army.
Yeah. The
Leaving.
toughest part, is it?
What's that?
Leaving.
Wow.
Is it?
Is that easy leaving?
It's not so much. It's like you get a little bit of support, but that's it, and that's only like universal credit kind of support.
Yeah, because we've always seen it on the news that
What
soldiers,
in that sense.
the soldiers and stuff,
so
they don't
leaving
get
as in
they don't
a
get
paid-
enough
I thought you
support
meant like
after.
Like a sentimental.
No, do you know what? Yeah, because you got, like I said, when you go to these war zones and things like that, it's just a job.
And it's
You're
not
there to do something. That's it. But
it's
when
not the
you
greatest of
leave,
money either, is it?
Nah. When you leave, remember you, bro. I've been in 7 years. I've got my brothers are with me. Like even to this day, I still chat to them. Like wherever they are in the world, you can always phone them. Like yo, I need some help, or whatever. Like easy. I can get 30 man deep, easy. Just make a phone call, say yo, I'm going through this. All right, cool. What's up? I'll come and see you there. So. It's not a problem.
Question. I'll add this again. A question. I've been told a lot of homeless people are from the army.
Yeah. So, like I said, the hardest thing I've done is leave because then you got no one. It's just you trying to get back to civilization. When I left, I was waking up in the morning, 4 bottles of Henny, drinking white rum. This is before even 12 o'clock, and my people them have testified to that. Like people look at me like, you're nuts. What's wrong with you?
You got to try and adapt back to
like,
normality, innit?
And there's no one for you.
Well, could that be because you're going through some sort of PTSD or something?
See, the army culture is exactly like a football, rugby culture, where whatever you do, if you're not doing your actual main thing, which is to play football, rugby, or whatever, you're drinking. You're in a pub. Drinking. Wow. I've got a shitload of videos on my phone of us drinking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh look, it's Sunday. Oh look, Monday, back to drinking. As long as you ain't working, you're free to do whatever you want. Like I said, it's like a prison. Same things over and over and over and over and over. Does your head in. So we do is drink.
You met anyone famous?
Not
for all this, could be the royal family. Anyone? I don't know. Anyone?
I've seen the Queen. I don't want to talk about it, but she's. I done when I was doing changing of the guards. I was in Windsor. I've seen the Queen. She had a go at which filtered down all the way down because one of my toms wasn't standing correctly at his post. But
and she said
she herself had a go.
Yeah. So she drove past.
Oh wow.
She went back to her room. She made the phone call. And then literally like within 10 seconds, 20 seconds later, someone's come out, had a go at me.
Oh,
so then basic shit rolls downhill. Because everything goes downhill. I'm in charge of I was a Lance Jack at the time, innit? So everything goes downhill. Okay. So someone has to get blamed. Yeah. So if the shit's coming to me, I'm going to find out who it was. If it's one of my boys, I'm going to be like, bro, I'll take it, innit? Like, then I've got to do a punishment. Yeah. Whether it's like brassing the bells or the shells or I've got to do a punishment because I'm not going to let my boys do a punishment.
This is the Queen as well.
Yeah,
bro.
I thought she rolled back up on you, like here. What?
The reverse, like
So she knows because she's been watching it for so long. She knows if they're not standing properly, or doing a incorrect move, and then that's not.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
She's
so after Afghanistan, was there any place you went to?
After Afghan, back to Cyprus. So after Afghan, we go over to a camp called Bloodhound Camp. It's in the middle of nowhere in Cyprus. Like I still don't even know where it is to this day, and it's literally like a detox for 2 days. So because we haven't for like 6 months, you haven't had no drink, no fighting. Well, we had little boxing matches, but nothing mad. But now you can get all of that aggression out. Like you can fight, you can drink, you can party, you can chill. And then 2 days of that, and then you're back to your camp, back to Decatur, and then come back home, and then chill for 2 weeks again. And then I think I spent another couple of months in Cyprus, and then I came back to Woolwich Arsenal. I was in Woolwich Arsenal, and then we done changing of the guards, and after that, that was my career.
Wow. So after your career was done, did you not want to pursue into anything else?
Nah, I want nothing to do with the army. I want you know what? When you've seen dead bodies, like you've picked them up, it's not enjoyable. You've had to put organs back in, like certain parts. You've had to wrap babies up, kids up.
Yeah.
I just don't want nothing to do with the army no more. Like nothing. It's not.
What did
I
the
enjoy
army
it.
give you back after that? That's a question.
2 fingers.
A lot of people say that, man.
2 fingers.
A
Fuck
lot of
you.
people say that.
That's what they give me.
So what would be the ideal situation if the country was to give you back something for your services, for your duties?
Do you know what?
What would you have liked it to be?
I personally wouldn't want anything for myself. Just rather the people that are now coming out of the army and just say, look, like, all right, thank you for serving. Here's a full complete package. Here's a home if you don't live at home by yourself.
Yeah, number one has to be financially,
Number one,
man. These people are protecting the country.
Forget about
has to be financially.
Mortgage paid for by the government.
No. We can do it. Do you know what? We can do all that ourselves. It's not a problem. Like we're not handicapping it. It's just
But you put yourself on the front line.
yeah, but it's certain perks. Like if I go to America and I show them my card, you can get into certain amusement parks. Obviously, they do get little perks like Ben Sherman. Don't even shop there. Burger King, don't eat it. None of that. Like there's certain little perks, but there's nothing when you're out of the army that you fully have. Like you were saying earlier, bro, I was homeless. Went to the British Legion, nothing. I had to go to a charity off of the British Legion called Veterans Aid to even get a place. And I was there for like nearly a year.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a piss take, man.
Nothing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's a piss take.
So I think something like this should be addressed on a major scale. Because the reason why I say that is because if we do know that if Harry Kane was to have scored, or let's say England, and we won, I'm sure some type of a perk would have happened for them in regards to winning the Euro Cup. So for somebody to put their life on the line for the nation, which is far more, there should be some kind of
You're kind
at
of
least a
like
property.
you're kind of like a sacker.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you put yourself on the front line. You know what I mean?
That's
You've
what
got
it
to
is.
take a penalty,
Yeah.
one of the most important penalties in England's football history, and then because it didn't go your way, it's like everybody, the country's gone against you. Do you know what I'm saying? The analogy I'm trying to convey here is that you put yourself on the front line, and you've got nothing back for it.
Yeah, what have
Yeah.
you done
It's
for
just-
me?
Yeah, what have you done for me? Is this the thanks that I get for putting myself out there? I think it's a total disrespect.
For me, I didn't really look deep enough. So for me, I'm gonna say, my bro, thank you for even like.
What advice would
for
you give to
doing that
these
for
little
me,
young
like-
cadets and stuff like that, man? What advice would you give to them?
Do you know what? The army's not actually a bad. It's got its perks. There's more negative than there is positive. But if you really want to change your life around, 100%, it's a shock, man. Like I've travelled, like even when I was in the army, like I didn't used to stay. Like I used to just drop my bag, gone plane, let's go. Like I've been to Prague, I've been Egypt, had my birthday in Egypt with my army guys, and dived off the Zenobia in Cyprus. Been to Ascension Island, been to Falklands, been to Afghan, been to all over Scotland, England, like all over Ireland, all over. I travelled America, like all the east side of America.
Sick.
Like there's perks to it,
Yeah.
but on the other side, it's what it is. You just have to toughen up.
There was something that I was meant to ask you from earlier. Like, I want to know like what your mindset was like when you knew for the very first time that you was actually going out in the front line to pull your trigger for the very first time. What was going through your head?
Do you know what? The very first time I didn't actually pull the trigger, and I nearly pissed myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it?
Yeah. I'll never forget that. Ever.
Talk us through
Never.
it. Talk us through that moment. Like,
Never. So, like I said, everywhere you go, you got your 2 weeks that you climatize to the climate. It was, I think it was like 10 o'clock. We got our orders that was going out. So we've spent the whole day in Camp Bastion, yeah. and it's literally like eat what you want kind of thing. So we're just chilling.
Yeah.
Then we've got our orders like 10 o'clock. We've been all called in. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? Then we got told we're going out at 1 o'clock. All right, cool. So you have to get your head down, whatever. Then you never leave your weapon. Leaving your weapon's a big no-no. A massive no-no. Like, you're looking to get seriously hurt if you leave your weapon. Then we've jumped in the back of a Viking. A Viking's a basically army vehicle that's got two pods to it. The front's got the driver and the top cover, and there's another pod where people can sit in the back, like each side. Yeah. And I was the barman guy, so basically I'm the sandbag guy looking for IEDs on the floor in any cross junction. I've jumped out to do op barmer. I've tried to get my weapon, and the guy's gone, no, you don't need it. Don't need my weapon. All right, cool. And bearing in mind, it is 1 o'clock, or it was about 2 o'clock, say, in the morning. Like, we drove through bare places. Everyone's falling asleep in the back. Come out, got the op barmer. I've got like my little met detector, and then I'm like, all right, what do I do? And I'm looking out. It's the first time in Afghan. It's just pitch black. I'm underneath some bridge. There's like a pillar on that side, just desert, and that's all I can see. Then I've gone, where am I going? To the top cover, and he's just gone. He's not even listening because he's on the PRR, which is the radio, and he's gone, 1 second. So now I'm looking, I've seen a shadow come, and I'm like, yo. I'm trying to call him. I'm trying to make no noise because it's nighttime. If anyone don't know, sound travels more at nighttime than it does during the day. So I'm like, yo, it's not listening. Still on the PRR. Then as I've looked at the shadow's coming closer. I've gone, fuck. Like, what do I do? So now I'm squatting down like I'm in Call of Duty. Like I'm squatting. I've got the metal detector here, and I can see this guy coming closer. And I'm like, oh. Trying to knock on the door, but bearing in mind the door is like still metal, so even if you're doing that, no one's really hearing you. So I've gone, fuck me, like my heart is fucking racing now. Like I'm in Afghan, my first time in Afghan. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I'm coming to kill people. That's it. Then I've called him again last time, and as I've looked up, the shadow's just there. I've looked back, some guys at AK-47. I've gone, what the fuck now? I've got switched on emotion. Gone to smack him now. As I've gone to smack him, the guy's looked round. He's gone, no. The guy's gone, just missed me. So I'm here. He's gone, and I've gone like that, like, fuck.
Oh dear.
I've just dropped to my knees. I put my hand on the Viking, and I've just gone through it. Then I opened the door, and I've just got in, told them, and they've just gone, brother, you look like you need a drink. I've gone, I need the fucking devil, bruv. Because I nearly died, bruv. What the fuck's God gonna do if I'm dead? I'm gonna need to talk to the devil to come back. And then, yeah, that was my first introduction. So from that, I just thought, you know what, I'm probably dead here, so it's whatever, I really don't care.
Might as well get A game on. Like,
Not even A game, I just thought, you know what, whatever I do, A game has to be on, and it looks like I'm gonna die, because always when things happen,
yeah,
gonna happen in threes. So, yeah, man.
What a story, man.
Yeah, that was
What a story, man.
Flipping hell. And what's this kickers thing? I've heard of this term, kickers.
Kickers?
Yeah.
Don't know about
Was it kickers?
Kickers?
kickers. What are you talking about? Describe something. I'll probably call something else. Don't forget,
like the kids when kids on the wall, some shit.
Oh, dicking.
Dicking.
I remembered, you know.
Yeah.
Dicking.
Kickers, so my bad.
Yeah, we have to explain this one clearly because this one.
I know it sounds a bit ticky, innit? Alright, so
the camera's there.
It's deep still.
It's deep, bro.
do you know what? Like I said, do you remember what I was saying? Right, the police are on the card called 42 Alpha in it, and there's 422, which is pretty much kind of a kill frenzy. Obviously, if people don't know, 42A is basically like if you have a gun and you're shooting at me, I can shoot you back. The moment you turn, I can't shoot you because you're getting away. You're in danger to no one's life. Do you get me? 422 now can shoot you. Dicking is a thing where I'm trying to explain it in the most friendliest way because it's peak.
It's peak.
Yeah.
So like dicking is where
If you don't want to talk about it, don't
no,
have to.
I don't care, bruv. Like whatever in it. It's like pretty much children are on the wall or women, kids, whatever. They'll be on a wall, and bearing in mind there's like everything's like mud heighty or walls or like compounds. So they can be on the compound, and every time they pop down, so they'll pop up, they'll be up, and then they'll pop down. But as they pop down, you're either getting contacted or getting mortared. So dicking's a thing where once you clock that happening, either you do a warning shot or pop them.
They're ducking to say that they've seen someone. Right. Okay, that's their signal. Yeah, man.
So you've got two choices: either pop them or shoot around them.
Like, that's fucking nuts.
It's your choice.
That is nuts.
It's your choice. I'm picking one choice. I'm sorry, I'm picking one choice.
You're picking your life. You've got to pick your life in this situation.
So I'm popping them.
So I think it's yeah.
Right. I'm not. I've seen, like, obviously after when you get onto 42A, it's a bit different. Like, you've got to kind of like shoot around them.
That's
fucking crazy.
Doesn't that play on your conscience though?
No, I went
not in the slightest.
Nope.
You can't go in the army and you can't.
I'm emotional.
No, I know, but like, there's one thing popping men, but kids and women,
bro, what you go there to do a job.
So obviously, all right, look,
so
obviously, what you do is you switch off that emotional side of you and you do your job, but doesn't it kind of switch back on again?
Some people do,
and then you think, and then you reflect on it.
Some people do. Like, there's been a situation where we got under contact and it was literally everyone was just shooting, sending Hellfire missile from the Apache. And later on, kids, the villagers started bringing people back that got hit. So obviously we're tending to the wounded, arms, whatever. There's children there. See, they're unconscious. Trying to medics pumping, trying to bring them back to life. Everyone's trying to bring back to life. Obviously, while we've got them, then the actual medic has got them. I just wrap them up. Obviously, my boys were just like, can't believe this. Like, no one's, bruv, what the fuck are you not doing, bruv? Get back on the sanger. Like, get back on the points. Like, these are just, bruv, just kill some kids. Like, can't, like, it's not right, man. What do you mean it's not right, bruv? Listen, do your job. Forget about that. It's happened. It's done. There's nothing you can do. If they're gonna survive, they're gonna survive. That's it. Obviously, they didn't survive, but it's what it is. You can't get attached to something. The only things I'm attached to are my compas, my lads. That's it. If they're not coming home, how am I going to explain to their girlfriend or them, like, probably not their mum, or even if it is their mum, that I was just with him. Like, I was with him. Like, I'm going to be in more bits. Do you get me? So I can't have any emotions to anyone outside of my friends. That's it.
One thing I will say is obviously.
I'll take my hat off to you, man.
Yeah,
I'm speechless.
It is speechless. It's a speechless thing.
Mind-blowing.
For me, it's sitting here, like, I'm not built for that. You understand what I'm saying to you? Right, where I'm at right now, sitting here, I'm not built for that. So I know that I can't go there and just start busting kids and busting women, and you know what I'm saying to you.
But he would have felt.
But I've never been in your shoes.
But he would have felt the way you felt before.
Yeah.
It's when
so I'm just saying. No, so for those watching at home again, I'm not in your shoes because it used to have an opinion about it. So watching, but to be in your shoes is a different thing. So I'm trying to imagine.
But isn't it amazing how people can actually make you think and act a certain way?
Yeah.
Through training. It's like our minds are
psychological, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like psychologically, we're very vulnerable. You know what I mean? If we give people enough time to say what they need to say and to keep teaching us things, we will soak it in like a sponge. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, when you're saying you got to do what you got to do to stay alive, I'm going to be the one that's going back to base if I ain't dead, getting a bollocking from my commander, because I'm saying to him, I couldn't do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
You can go against what your officer and your sergeants are saying, but, bro, like, when, like, you've been training for this your whole life, like, pretty much. Do you get me? When you actually get a chance to be left alone to do what you're doing, you're going to get triggered.
So would you say you're totally desensitized to all the madness that's going on in the world right now?
No.
So when you're hearing like kids are getting killed by crazy ex-boyfriends and stepfathers and shit like that, like
I get it. It's just there's what you got to understand here. Most people only see it from one point of view. You got to understand there's a mad bigger picture to it. Yeah. So even let's take, all right, I saw someone stab someone in the heart the other day, which is mad. Like, he just bored the man and started kicking him in his head. And I'm like, right. But instead of just looking at why he done that, look beyond it. What drew him to that? What kind of pain has he gone through his whole life to now stab someone in the heart? Because no one really wants to hurt someone. Not even the baddest man on the road really wants to hurt someone. He just wants to cut through.
Yeah.
But if someone comes in his lane, bro, he's gonna bust at him or he's gonna do what he has to do. So you have to look at what's behind it. Who's caused them that much pain for him to lash out at that situation? Same thing with the army. Like, there's many scenarios that I can say, but you have to desensitize yourself to something. You can't allow your emotions to get involved. And this is why the army is very good for young children, because this is what they want. They want the young person who's got so much testosterone that he sees a bullet or someone shooting at him and he's running towards it, rather than the person that's going to be like, let me go the other way. Because then you can't win a war. Grounds win wars. People that are desensitized to emotion are going to win the war.
Do you think that a lot of the kids today that's doing all this madness on the streets, this road thing, would
benefit from it?
Do you think it will humble them if they join the army? Do you think they'll come out of the other side a totally different person?
50-50.
Totally against the gang thing. Looking back at it, like, I can't believe I was like that back in the day. That was so mature
I say
of me.
50-50.
50-50. That place there will mentally do it for you, innit?
Because in America, boot camp's a thing. Unruly kids go boot camp.
Yeah, but are they going to be more... Alright, well, you got to understand, I'm still the same person I was before the army. I'm just more calculated.
Yeah, okay.
I'm 110% more calculated. I'm not just going to do something because someone's done something. I'm going to calculate why that happened. What made him do that? If I do this, am I going to be affected by that? It's about calculations now. So even if they go, they're just going to come back more calculated. They're still the same person. They're just more calculated. Yeah, some of them... So it does decrease about 25% how much people will do it, but there's still that 25%.
So what you're saying is the trauma has to be resolved before you can even look to... Because really it comes to subconscious trauma. It doesn't come to conscious trauma, it comes to subconscious trauma. So if you don't resolve that subconscious trauma, no matter who you are in life or where you go, you're still going to be the same person. Right. You're going to be a rapist. If it don't matter if you're going to the army, you're still going to come out and be a calculated rapist now. Because you've got subconscious trauma.
Everyone that's been to the army that anyone knows, you just talk to them about certain times and they just go into this.
Yeah.
This stare, like you talk to them and they look away from them, they'll just go to a stare. They'll still talk, but it's them recapping everything, recalling everything. Anyone that's been into the army, that's been to a war conflict zone, just recap and you'll see it. Some people don't want to talk about it. I've got brethren that have killed themselves from certain things. Like, is what it is. Like, I feel sorry, I regret, I wish I was there from when they've killed themselves and things like that. Like, and I've got good brethren. Like, I've got someone that through training helped me get through training. A guy called Danny Johnston helped me through training, helped me when I got to battalion. I used to think, like, when I first saw him, I thought, right, I want to be like him. Like, he looks like a Don soldier. Like, and got to him, man. PTSD got to him, and he ended up hanging himself. Right?
Last question from me, man. Sum it up in 3 words. This journey.
1, emotional.
Wicked, love that.
It's an emotional journey, 100%.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. You don't even know.
That's probably my favourite.
That's good. That was like...
When Aaron told me about it, I was like, yeah, just a bit of me.
I told you it's going to be proper things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just so you know that I'm on Xbox One. I'm a player unknown.
Oh, you're on Xbox One? How old are you, bro? You 12 and a half or something?
Relax,
Keep talking about Xboxes for kids.
Hold on, you're on it with me, Cobra. That's your nickname, Cobra. Who plays Xbox,
White
bro?
Cobra. Everybody knows White Cobra.
Who the hell plays Xbox, bro? You go youth club and all that.
Nah, Xbox is for kids, though. I'm with
That's
Jacko
for
in this.
child, bro.
All right.
It's about PlayStation.
Listen, signing off.
Get your rollerblades out in a minute.
Love and respect. Cobra over here don't even want to talk about his nickname. Yeah?
White Cobra, you know.
Mr. Wiggle Cobra. Signing over. Yeah.
Xbox. Bloody hell,
Okay,
bro.
let's get whippy.
Whippy.
My brother, pleasure to have you, man. Thank you, my brother.
Blessings.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Follow, like, comment, share this story because you know it's been a gripping one.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Support the team. Yeah.
Wicked.
Bless
That
up.
was sick. Maxwell!